Here's the biggest question that I need an answer to right now, Vilardi. Is the ring apron really the hardest part of the ring? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Ramblin' About Wrestling podcast. I'm your host, Nick Pearl, and today, welcome if you're new here. We got a lot going on. We just reached 1,000 YouTube subscribers, which is freaking insane, because literally 10 days ago, we were at 250, 300. So we're moving up in the world. We're really going places. Really exciting. So today I just wanted to take the time to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting me in the last few months. You know, it's been 7 months of the podcast and all of a sudden we're popping off, which is exactly what we want. So thank you all. And now let's talk about Major League Wrestling Summer of the Beasts 2024. I attended the show with my guest, Vilardi. Vilardi, how we doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm trying to fix my Wi-Fi right now so I don't crash again.
This is going to be great.
I could do it. Anyway, just a minute. Keep doing what you're doing.
Well, mute yourself, you bastard. So this was our second ever MLW show that we attended. The first one was the last time they were in New York at the Melrose Ballroom. And that was actually my first independent wrestling show, same as him. So we had a really good time that first time, which led us to buy tickets for the second time. Front row both times. An incredible experience. He wanted to see El Jefe, Cesar Duran. He was not at the show. We were very upset, but we did get some lucha.
And are you ready for the most iconic moment that you're gonna watch ever?
Yeah!
Are you ready for some lucha?
Yeah!
We still got that lucha, so we were good. You like to have a good section when you go to these shows.
Our section during the show was probably one of the best, if not the best section that I've ever been at. Everyone around us was nice. We did make some new friends.
We're sitting there, and there was originally one guy sitting next to us. He was sitting by himself. Then these two nice people walk in, and they said, oh, they bought seats on one side of each of the section, and they wanted to sit next to each other. The guy next to me kindly obliged, moved over to the other seat they bought. So now the two of them are sitting right next to us. I said, oh, okay, this is all right. We have some, they seem friendly enough. Turns out it was actually Christina Ortiz from the Familia podcast, also from Just Doug, that they've been building up recently. She has a nice presence on TikTok. She also has the Instagram account, and she's saying she was starting up more of a wrestling presence on YouTube. So there's a little shout out to you guys. You guys really helped us enjoy the show. And then when the production issues happened, it led to one of the best moments I've ever witnessed live in my entire life. Not even live, just best moments in my whole life. I just laughed thinking about this. So they send out Mr. Saint Laurent. He was doing interviews in the ring. He was pulling some people from the crowd.
I was doing some shoot interviews.
And Vilardi just so happened to be wearing the World Titan Federation t-shirt. First of all, when we bought this shirt the last time we went?
I did not know I meant World Titan Federation. It just says WTF, which everyone knows means what the F. I thought it would be a funny shirt to wear, but it had to do with the company, so I decided to wear it.
Saint Laurent's in the ring. I go, Vilardi's got the shirt on. He's got the shirt on. Take this guy. This guy.
He's got the shirt. He's got the shirt. He's got the shirt. Yeah, he's got the shirt. Oh my God. Oh.
I did not want to go in that ring.
God. So security guard in front of us takes Vilardi by the arm, walks around the ring.
Okay, and before we get to the good part of the story, I just need to say, I am very bad with anxiety and speaking in front of large groups or presenting myself in front of large groups. I was terrified to be standing under those lights in the ring. Before I even started walking, I started shaking.
This guy is full of excuses.
These aren't excuses.
Nah.
I was terrified.
Get the frick out of here. Let me tell you. He goes to go over the bottom rope. The whole night afterwards, he's saying Saint Laurent went to lift the rope up. And obviously, if you look back at the video, that did not happen. Saint Laurent never touched the rope. Vilardi goes to go over the bottom rope, and he trips a little bit. He stumbles himself. You know, he falls, his knee hits the bottom of the ring. And then the crowd starts booing him, chanting, "You effed up at him." I said, "Oh my God, this is the best night of my life." St. Laurent asks for his name. He goes, my name's Jonathan. Crowd starts booing you for having the name Jonathan. I don't know why, but they booed you.
Yeah, it's a J name. People don't like J names.
He should have gone up and said, "Oh, I'm Jonathan Vilardi from the Ramblin' About Wrestling podcast. Everybody should go give it a subscribe." No, he didn't plug the podcast at all. He was in it for himself. He got what he deserved.
That's my name.
You could have said you're from the Ramblin' About Wrestling podcast at least.
Too late. Maybe next time.
Whatever.
The very first thing he tells me is, "I want to know if you're a true fan of the WTF or if you're just a fake." At this moment, my heart starts going because, again, I thought the shirt meant "what the F." I look at Nick to see, will he help me in any way? I just see a camera shining right at my face, and I knew I was on my own. So Saint Laurent looks at me and goes, "Who was the first ever member of the WTF?" I look at Nick again to try to get some sort of guidance.
And I didn't know the answer either.
I see the biggest smirk on this kid's face with his camera pointed just like this, recording me. And I start freaking out. And he puts the mic in front of my face. And the crowd, they die down a little bit. So I go, oh God.
They want to hear what you got to say.
The only thing I could think of at the moment was, I'm going to have to pass on that one. I get booed. I get booed a lot. But Saint Laurent backed me up and said, that's a good answer because I didn't even know the answer to that. So I felt myself. So I said, I think I did really good with that question. I think I'm safe. He goes, okay, I got a follow-up question for you. And I start panicking again. It's a very, very, very easy question.
One of the easiest questions anybody could have asked
Probably
this guy.
The easiest question other than, what is your name? Who is your favorite wrestler in MLW? I could have said, Mr. Saint Laurent, you are my favorite wrestler. And if he would have said, I don't wrestle, I would have said, but the work you do outside of the ring tops anything. My answer was Timothy Thatcher, because that is the only wrestler I could think of at the moment. I was met with even louder boos than from when I tripped into the ring, followed by a very harsh and quick,
Timothy Thatcher, he's not a Titan. You're out of here. You're out of here. What a horrible answer.
definitely will never forget that moment.
I'm just jealous that you were able to stand in the middle of a ring. Like, how did it feel?
The ring's a lot harder than you think it is. It was walking a hardwood floor. The ropes, not good ropes, very evil, very bad. I would think they're elastic. You could like bounce off of them, all of that. They felt like metal rods going into my back. Very different than what my idea of what a wrestling ring felt like. And thank you, Mr. Saint Laurent, for bringing me in the ring. When we go back to that December show, hopefully you allow me back into the ring, but we get off on better terms this time. I'd love to be able to work with you, baby.
Here's the biggest question that I need an answer to right now, Vilardi. Is the ring apron really the hardest part of the ring? Did it hurt your knee when you fell?
Did my knee actually touch the floor? I don't think it did.
Your knee touched the floor. It literally touched the floor.
It did? Well, we're gonna have to watch the clip again.
No, it was he goes, Nick, we got to go down to the bathroom. They're going to be wrestlers down there. I said, no, there's not. As we go down the stairs, just hear screaming coming from downstairs. Like, what the hell's going on down there? As we go down, there's the refs. There's bad dude Tito yet again, just chilling down there. I said, oh my God. I'm like, are we allowed to use this bathroom? Is this off the limits? I didn't freaking know. And then Riddle, I think, went down to the bathroom too. That's what Christina was saying. She said she saw Riddle down there too. So when you go to an MLW show, go to the bathroom. All right, so let's talk about some of the matches. We're not going to have time to go through all of them, but some matches that we need to talk about. First of all, you had a very, very good match in Bobby Fish versus Timothy Thatcher, Vilardi's favorite MLW wrestler. It was a lot of fun. I got to tell you, we actually really love Timothy Thatcher. All right, welcome to the play-by-play from Nick in the future. Currently, what's happening, Timothy Thatcher is hitting tons of European uppercuts onto Bobby Fish on the side of the ropes. There is a ref bump, ref in the corner. Bobby Fish kicks him in the balls. Very unfortunate. And Bobby Fish is now rolling Timothy Thatcher up, much to my dismay, as you will see shortly. Matt Riddle versus Matthew Justice, a battle of the mats. This was crazy. We had a freaking door involved. We had 2 tables. All right, back to the commentary. Riddle just hit a running knee into a chair into the face of Matthew Justice. He's now picking him up for the Bro Derek, a very devastating maneuver. They just did it on top of a chair. Matt Justice looks like he may have gotten a little rocked. It's all right, and Riddle goes for the pin.
But what are we gonna do about the table?
We also had Paul London coming out. Paul London, by the way, in case you were wondering, he's 44 years old. He made a name for himself in WWE. You may know him from one of the best, if not the best, Royal Rumble spots ever when he was eliminated by Snitsky. When he took that clothesline and he flipped and landed. It looks like they're going for a superplex. Paul London's countering, throws him down to the floor. London goes up, and he hits that double stomp to the back of the neck. Goes for the pin and wins it. Kenta versus Akira. We've seen Akira wrestle live 3 times now. Akira has noticed the podcast. I just put up on Instagram and YouTube a highlight reel of this match if you want to go check it out. And Akira actually reposted the highlight reel as well on his Instagram story. It's pretty cool. Like, I can't tell you enough how Akira has made me into a fan. Just by his in-ring work, you have something special in this guy. He needs to be put in the biggest spot possible in MLW, or else somebody else is going to swoop in and take him away. I'm telling you right now. And if they don't pick him up, you're stupid. You need to get this guy. Out of anybody we've seen at a live show that's not WWE or AEW, he is the most impressive. He needs to get picked up. And seeing Kenta for the first time was really cool too. The 4-way scramble match that ended in a no contest when Dijak showed up at the most random time possible.
We'll joke around saying how it said Doomsday was at 10 o'clock. Then it was 9:30. Then 9:45. Doomsday got delayed a little bit.
Feel like, they kept changing the time. They didn't know what time he was going to come out. It was either 4 or 7 minutes past the top of the hour.
It was none of the times that they actually stated. They said 10 o'clock, the original time. So that's what we thought. Then they changed it to 9:30, and we said, ooh, plans change. We're getting Doomsday early. Then it was 9:45. Then 9:55. And then it ended up being like
10:04, 10:06.
We all forgot about it. And then it's at 8 minutes. And then a minute later, it's at 8 seconds. And we're like, what?
The best is that we have the security guy in front of us. Very nice guy. The only complaint I have to the whole night is that he would stand up and sometimes block our view.
He would tell us, saying, you might want to record for this part. This match is going to be a little crazy. He did not spoil Dijak, though. I'm happy about that.
Well, because we knew Doomsday was coming. He would look. We would say something about it. He goes, pleasant surprise that it happened in the middle of a match. The actual moment itself, Dijak looks like a beast. He's going to be the MLW World's Champion. Our main event, second best match of the night. We had Atlantis Jr. versus Místico.
The entire night, we wanted one thing, and that was some lucha.
We finally got our lucha, and we were not disappointed.
And it did not disappoint.
All right, so there's a lot that happened in this match, but I'm just going to show you this because it's really impressive. Místico slaps him in the chest, jumps to the top rope in the corner, holding on to him like he's doing old school, does a twisty-turvy in the air, spins Atlantis Jr. out of the ring. Místico hypes up the crowd, runs the ropes, and then does a very nice suicide dive through the top. Vilardi, that right hand of yours, who is it touched now?
It has such many wrestlers in very appropriate ways. Do not spin that on me.
Please don't. Don't spin that in the wrong way.
I can now add Místico, aka the OG Sin Cara, to that list.
And we got such a great picture with him. You just look into his eyes.
Oh, such an amazing selfie.
It was one of the best selfies we could have gotten. Thank you guys for putting on a great show for us. And we will be seated in similar seats for December. MLW, the production team, this is to you guys. If you guys filmed that segment for the archives, the one of Vilardi tripping, hit me up. I need this from the hard cam. Please DM me on the podcast page and I'll give you my email and we'll go from there. I've been your host, Nick Pearl. This has been the good guy Vilardi as my guest. We will catch you all on the next one. Let's keep rambling, everybody.